who's running for Alderman, Ward 2.
Yep, hiding in the bushes.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Jen.
Okay,
How are you?
so what are you doing right now?
Well, I have this trellis that keeps blowing over on all these high winds we have, and I want to keep that from happening.
Aw,
So that's
that's
what I'm
cute. Okay, well, I have some questions for you.
Uh-huh. What are they, Jen?
Well, I have a couple questions.
Okay.
So, have you noticed that other candidates have been talking about what they want to do for New Haven if they win?
Uh-huh.
Well, I thought maybe you could answer a few questions.
Okay, go ahead, Jen. What's the questions?
Okay, so my first question for you is, why are you running to be Alderman for Ward 2?
I simply want to make New Haven a better town. It's gone through a lot of serious problems over the last few years, and I want to help to find solutions to those problems.
And what would the problems that stand out to you most be?
Well, lack of business coming in, lower taxes collected because of lower sales, I suppose, all through the community. We need to attract business, but at the same time, we have to have housing for people that work there. And I know there's a labor shortage in the area, but maybe we can make New Haven attractive enough, especially for young people with families that are just starting out. I think it would be a good thing for them to have inexpensive housing and have good paying jobs, which is kind of the trend lately with the demand for labor. So that's kind of what I want to do as far as my first couple of priorities. I want to make the downtown a tourist destination. We have infrastructure down here. We have a wonderful riverfront. We have some active downtown groups that have wonderful festivals, and we have people that come here and like what they see and hear, and so tourism would be another thing that I'd like to focus on, and getting more and more people downtown to New Haven. Out along the highway, of course, could be light industry. Other businesses could be along Highway 100. Let's see, what else is there? That's some of my main concerns. To get this community back the way it was maybe 10 years ago. I saw New Haven up and coming. There were a couple more tourists coming to town. There were more bed and breakfasts opening up. There was more wineries in the area opening up. It seemed like things were trending well for a long time. But then, of course, COVID came along several years ago and set us all back tremendously. Even took some people from our community that should be here still. But anyway, just to see New Haven turn around and start going a better direction. We had police corruption, and so disbandment of the police department. We've had issues with City Hall and lawsuits that I'd like to see resolved and lessened. I think that's pretty much my main priorities about New Haven. I'd like to just see it be a better place like it used to be years ago.
And you've been here for how many years?
Oh gosh. Well, I first came here in 1973. My wife, Kathy, I met in college at Southeast Missouri State University. I came up here the first time in 72, I think it was. Just loved the area. Crossing the railroad tracks into New Haven, I just fell in love with it immediately, like many people do when they come to town. Crossing the tracks and seeing that wonderful little front street and the other streets around the downtown, it was just magical. And I really liked what I saw. And Kathy and I then were married, and first we lived on her family farm outside of New Haven. And then I came into town in 73 and went to work at the lumber yard with the Bauke's. And I worked there for a couple of years and thought, wow, this is too hard. I need to do a less physical job, lifting bags of cement and drywall and other things. I thought I can't have that in my future too much. So I went back to school, finished up in education major, got qualified to teach with a teaching certificate. Then I went into teaching for a while, and then after that I discovered sculpture, and I had a studio near Clover Bottom, and that's where I worked out of for years.
You're a man of many talents, I would say.
Well, I've had a diverse life. Yeah, I've
And
done a
would
lot of
you
things.
say you keep yourself pretty busy?
I keep myself pretty busy. My wife Jennifer has an 1888 home in Chesterfield that needs a lot of maintenance. I have an 1881 home here that needs a lot of maintenance, and so old homes keep you busy. And then, yeah.
But how would that suit you for if you became alderman? What would you do about all of your busy things?
Well, I'd have to prioritize. Jen and I like to travel. We have a camper. We enjoy foreign countries, traveling to them and experiencing different cultures. So it's and 8 grandchildren. I never had grandchildren before I married a few years ago.
You're a grandpa now.
Oh, yes. And they take a lot of time sometimes. Serious babysitting.
So that's what you've been doing. That's what you've been doing with your time. But what I'm asking is, do you have time to be alderman?
Well, I have to make time. New Haven is worth it. It's worth seeing improve, getting back to the way it used to be. And I know to do that, I'll just have to be spending more time in New Haven. And I've kind of caught up with the work at Jennifer's house, and I've kind of caught up with the work that's here too. I enjoy gardening though, and that's always something, flowers need water. So, and of course I have a post office here where I gather the mail from, and I come here to vote. I go to meetings. I'm a member of several different groups, Preservation, Community Investment District, Downtown New Haven Inc., the Garden Club, Chamber of Commerce. So yeah, it's busy. There's a bunch of meetings.
So are
to go
you
to and
saying that you would be able to prioritize New Haven and make it come first over all of the other activities that you have?
Well, since I've kind of caught up with home maintenance and some other things, yeah, I can devote more time to being here in New Haven. Yeah. Yes, I can.
Well, that's a good answer. I like
Well,
that.
thank you.
Especially the part where you caught up with all of the work that I gave you.
Yeah, painting your house the last couple of years has been a bit of a chore, but I did it all myself, and many times you try to get me off the ladder, but if I didn't do it, who would? So it's all
Oh my
painted now.
gosh, that's a terrible answer to that question. That makes me sound like I'm working you to the bone.
A little bit.
Okay, so I would have to sacrifice as well, then, is what you're saying.
Well, yes. More time could be spent from your own home and here at my home, and I know you like your little deck up over the river. Because,
man, I love my little deck.
I know you do. I know.
And I love that river. And when those steamboats go by, or not steamboats, what are they? Towboats that make the little.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, and I'll get back to you when you're doing another task, because clearly you're not ready to just sit anywhere for an interview.
I've got to get this trellis tied down or it'll blow over a third time, so that's what I'm doing now.
Well, do you have anything else that you'd like to add about, I know people have been giving different answers to how they would bring businesses and attract people, and do you have any ideas for that?
Well, the city has a corporate development committee that I would like to start up again, where we actually go out and beat the bushes and talk to business people around the area, try to convince them to become interested in New Haven, have them over here, have them take a look at the wonderful little town, meet some of the people, just getting out and finding people to possibly come and invest in New Haven. Especially with the light industry aspect of it. We can't be a steel producer or anything like that, but we can do light industry in town, and I think that's a big possibility. Other businesses, as the community grows, if they have more workers, then that means other businesses to support those workers too. So there'd be more commercial and retail business that might move into town also, to help those people get accommodated for all of their needs. So it's just going to be an an interesting transition, but I think the corporate development needs to be a higher priority. I know it's been low on the list the last couple of years with all the other issues that New Haven's had, but I think we need to get out and start finding people to come in.
Something that I think people have brought up occasionally with different people, and also I've noticed in some of the candidate response questions that have been in the newspaper, people think that you pick and choose which businesses that you want, not you personally, but that in general people pick and choose. But I've noticed that you like to listen to everybody, and I'm curious, how do you feel about, would you be picky about what kind of businesses come into New Haven, or are you generally hoping for a variety? What is your stand on playing favorites, maybe?
Well, I think I'd have to rely on people that are in that sort of field. Possibly builders in the area, bankers, other people that are in business in town. We wouldn't want something that would directly conflict with somebody else that's already here, as far as competition goes. But if we could open up new sorts of things, I don't know what those might be, but I think by me working with other people in the chamber and other people that are actually in business, to try to find some other people to come in. They may know of someone that might be interested in, I think by networking and speaking with each other and having open dialogues with people, that we could probably find people to come in. Years ago when Front Street was really low, back when I used to manage the Central Hotel, my wife and I, Kathy, Ellen Zobrist and I talked quite a bit about what could be done with the downtown, and I convinced Ellen and Mark at the time that tourism is the only alternative. Normal retail business or light manufacturing just didn't work in downtown New Haven anymore. The true traffic was out at the Highway 100, and so the commercial businesses moved from downtown out to the highway. A couple lingered and came into effect, but Kelwood used to be down in town, and the lumber yard used to be there, and the bank used to be there, and all the things back in the 70s when I was here. And but the Highway 100 got discovered. Transportation was easy. Lots and lots of people were traveling through, so you had traffic, and we didn't have that downtown like we used to. And so, it's going to be a transition, but tourism is the only hope for downtown. It just...
For the actual downtown riverfront area.
Yes, it is.
But I want you to tell people what clubs and different things you do. I've known you personally to go around and pick up trash. I've seen you. I mean, that seems to be a thing you like to do a lot. You like to keep New Haven clean, and you go down the riverfront and you pick up trash. But what other things do you do? I know you plant done a lot of planting and things like that. I know you helped with the Annabelle Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
But why don't you tell people just the different things that keep you active in New Haven?
Well, I like to work with Downtown New Haven Inc. I love their little festivals. Jen and I are always a part of the festivals down here. We dress up in costumes because Jen was a costume maker for many, many years. And it's fun to do that. But if there's something to do at Annabelle, moving or storage or whatever this spring, I'm hoping to get up and start painting Annabelle Chapel. I don't mind painting at all, and so getting up on a ladder and scraping paint and painting, I know sounds horrible to some people, but it's something that I enjoy doing. But I would like to do some of that on Annabelle Chapel this spring.
And you're going to help with
the windows
you're going to help with
the
preserving the D-Dan painting that she had in there too, aren't you?
Yes. Alan Bell and myself are going to be restoring the old painting that Dee did years ago, and we took it out of the chapel just for safekeeping. We're going to go back, and I don't know a lot about restoring, but I think with good advice from the internet and other places, Google, whatever, I can probably figure out a good way to restore that old painting.
And it's coming up on her 200th year?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, we've recently got a huge grant from an endowment that is giving us $200,000 to finish the project. We put, tons of money in it by now, but we needed more to finish the project, so now the money's assured to us. It is coming. We haven't gotten a check yet, but it's been assured to us. So we're going to get Annabelle restored. There's a great new foundation under it. It's level. We're going to get it more modernized, cleaned up, fixed up, painted up. Preservation group is our preservation society.
And you're hoping that'll bring a lot of new visitors.
Yes. Possibly people of the ancestors that went to the church there could come in. It could possibly be a little wedding chapel up above the river with a beautiful scene in the background. I couldn't think of a cuter chapel to have weddings in. Gatherings, community things, dinners, celebrations, kind of like a little community center, only it would be Annabelle Church. And we're just going to try to get it rolling again. Just make the little church worth visiting.
I have a personal question about New Haven because when I met you 5 years ago, you described New Haven to me in a way that just made me so happy because I grew up in a small town till I was 12. And you made New Haven sound magical, and I believed you so much. And then I come to this town, and COVID hit, and it became not exactly how you described it as far as everybody loving each other and helping each other.
No.
What would you do as an elected alderman that would help unite people and kind of bring... So I'm new to this town. 5 years, I still feel like I'm an outsider. What would you do for this town as a representative of being, for aldermen, to unite and bring back this feeling of just kindness, neighborliness, friendliness, unified front? Because when people come to this town, they want to see the magic. And you described the magic to me, so I feel like you've experienced the magic. But what would you do to bring it back?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I think there has to be some forgiving and some forgetting and putting things into the past. There were some things done at City Hall that probably should not have been done or decided. As far as ordinances.
You mean during COVID time?
Well, just after COVID, there was just some issues that probably shouldn't have been attacked or done, but they were. Some decisions were made, I think, that were regretful for some people. I think if we had to do over again, it probably would work out differently. But losing the little historic building here in downtown New Haven, the visitor center, even though it was supposed to be protected by a city ordinance, I know it's still controversial to a lot of people, but I think a bad decision was made there. We need preservation of the downtown. That's why I'm a strong member of the Preservation Society. That's why I have an old 1881 house here. I'd love to see things preserved instead of just torn down and left as a grassy lot or a parking lot. Things can be preserved, and I think they should be. But,
so you are future forward looking, but you also want to protect.
Well, we have to depend on the past down here. With all these wonderful brick buildings in downtown, and the river and the river walk and the park. Soon there will be children playing in the park down here. The Coulter Memorial, everybody that comes down here just loves what they see when they come down and walk around. When I'm sitting outside near my house, people off the levee that are visitors say how wonderful it is and how beautiful it is and what a beautiful riverfront we have. I think we have one of the finest riverfronts in Missouri as far as small towns go. It's just beautiful, and New Haven hasn't flooded since the 50s, so I know a lot of people worry about the river, and of course the river could always get out of its banks, and we know that could happen, but we've been very, very fortunate for decades and decades and decades now. And it's worth preserving and keeping and restoring and having people enjoy it. A nice casual sunny day like today would be a great day to get out and run around and enjoy downtown New Haven. It's just, now of course it's different than Highway 100. What we have here is the old infrastructure from a long time ago. And that's what we need to work with down here. That's what people want to come to see. They don't want to, just come out and walk along Highway 100 and see the sights there, but they would want to come down to an old historic town and go from shop to shop. That's the people that we'd like to get down here.
Okay, so clearly I love you, and I totally support you and think you're awesome. But what I would like you to do is explain kind of why, when you're retired and you're a busy guy and you help all these people, why would you want to take on a job like Alderman? And is anybody putting you up to this? Are you getting any kind of financial gain, or is there any, do you have any ulterior motives here that might be?
I do not have any personal interest in all of this. I don't.
So you're not here to just publicize one particular thing.
I've even spoken to City Hall about not taking any pay for, and it's not much pay. It's just a pittance for the meetings that you go to and the things you have to decide, decisions you make, all that kind of thing. But no, it's just I'm not in it for personal gain. I love New Haven. I wouldn't want any pay from the city to do it. They said, well, we have to pay you, but if we pay you, you can donate it back, which is probably what I'll end up doing to other downtown groups or the chamber or whatever, as far as donations go each month. I have no interest in real estate. I don't want to make a fortune. I feel like I'm very fortunate to be the position that I'm in as a retiree. I feel like I'm comfortable. I have nothing to worry about, really, so I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to be a billionaire like some people do. I just don't need it. It's not important to me.
So basically, you're just following your heart.
Yeah, I love New Haven, and I want to see it better than it was a couple of years ago.
And by better, do you mean friendlier?
Well, friendlier, yeah. I wanted to see it more attractive. I planted flowers around town for last fall's festival, just to make it more attractive and appealing to people to come down and see it and enjoy it. That's kind of my goal. With these wonderful streets that we have now, the new sidewalks.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's just perfect down here now as far as the streets and sidewalks go. And I know that they were lacking seriously until the city received some grant money and came back and did all this wonderful work down here now. Even though it took 5 feet of my front yard, that's okay, because now the big trucks can swing without getting up on the sidewalk anymore like they used to. So anyway,
all right.
It's better than it used to be.
Well, I see you have work to do with your trellis that's been taking a licking every time the wind gets going.
Right.
But I figured the only way I was going to get a hold of you to answer some questions was if I interrupted you.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say before
not
cut
really.
this off?
I think many people in the community know who I am. They know what I stand for. I've been in the area since 1973. I've lived in town. I've had businesses here. I've managed businesses here. I know a lot of people in town. They know me, and I'm hoping that with the character that I have and the decades that I've known people, that they probably know that I'm not much different than I was a long time ago. I mean, I try to be open and friendly with anybody that I meet. I'm comfortable with myself in New Haven, and I just want this little town to be protected. And
well, I would say what you see is what you get when it comes to you.
That's true. Oh yeah,
I think
I'm a t-shirt
pretty
guy. I don't have to wear a suit and tie each day and sparkly shoes. I'm just a casual guy that cares about the town and works for the town and does things for the town. So I know
you're not going to toot your own horn, but I have been seeing how much research you've been doing leading up to this election, because you have been looking into tax things and
use tax
laws and
ordinances
commerce and trying to figure out what.
Speaking to people about industrial development and going here and going there and asking people's advice and finding out things. I've not. When I was a school teacher, I managed kids in art class. That's a different story than trying to manage a town and people. It's just, I'm finding out it's very different, but I'm willing to do my homework and to step up and do what I can do to make New Haven a better place.
So you'd like people to consider giving a vote for
Yes,
you
I would.
for Alderman?
I would appreciate their votes. People know who I am. But I've been here. I've dealt with a lot of people in town, and I think most of them would think that I'm an okay guy.
Aw, okay.
There's a few that wouldn't, but I think that's in.
Oh, you didn't need to say that. You didn't need to say that. Well, I am seeing it's an odd thing, isn't it?
I'm just being honest. That's just me. I don't intentionally try to deceive people. I just I am who I am. That's me.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Get back to your work.
Well, I will.
And I'm going to go see if I can post this, and maybe people will, if they didn't know you by now, will get a better idea of who you are and what kind of guy you are. And I sure think the world of you. And I know how much you love this town. Oh my gosh. That's clear as day. All right. Bye.
Bye.